Hi, welcome to another new video. Today's video we'll be talking about the Viviva Colors color sheets. So this is the iconic product. I've been wanting to actually try this for a long time. And this is sent to me by the nice people from Viviva Colors because I am an ambassador and I've been creating videos about their products. And this is a product that started everything, the whole company. This product was funded initially by Indiegogo, which is a crowdfunding platform, and it performed really well. And it says here, super vivid, transparent watercolors. So what is the color sheet, you may ask? So you have watercolors here in a booklet. How crazy is that? Like we are all familiar with watercolors, all in a pen, but Viviva Colors has shrunk all those things and put them into a booklet with the colors all in little squares, and then where you can take the colors from. So how does it work? The one that I'm holding is actually the original one. I got this one from the art kit that they sent me for review, okay? So I just took this out. I believe it's the same. Like if you buy a color sheet from them, it's probably going to be like looking like this. As you can see, it's very well designed, feels really good and very light. And the back here, I'm just pleasantly surprised to see this. Like I am Ruksa, and she says, I love how magenta looks when it's being made. Hope you had a lot of fun using these color sheets. It's like, so, it feels like it's someone, like the person making this, like talking to you. So yeah, thanks Ruksa. I really enjoy my color sheet. So this Viviva color sheet here, if you turn to the back, it says here it's made in India. And it's made in this place called Nashik. And if you open this up, you have like an instruction page here to tell you what you should do, how you should use the pigments. So there's 16 colors. The kind of a color chart, you can actually see the colors over here. So imagine if you do not have this, you might oh no, where are my colors? You don't even know where are your colors. So the colors are kind of stuck in between, like in all the pages. But you can, like if you see this line over here, you see red and orange, right? And you flip it up, like if you just flip it, open it, you'll see all the colors here on the same page. So how nifty, right? Like all the text here, you can just quickly go and just select that color and take that color. So it goes like this, throws up from left to right, top to bottom. And you have the colors over here. So you have crimson, deep pink, vermilion, and dusk orange. And there's even this little swatch site, like little swatch square for you to swatch the colors. So you will be able to kind of try the color out. All you need to do is to get like some water and a brush, and just a bit of water will activate the colors. As you can see that my brush is just taking up the color very strongly. So I didn't really, I didn't scrub too much. I just merely touched it, and the color it's just quickly released from the card, so color pigment card over here. All right, and as you can see, I have been dabbing a lot of the colors from here, and so far I think I've done close to 4 or 5 pieces, and I haven't even seen like the bottom of the sheet. So as you can see, it's kind of a colored pigment, like a dye sheet that's kind of stick onto this page. I think this is a very nice touch, having a wax paper in between, so that you don't get the colors, if it's still kind of wet, you don't get it like go through the other side. So that's a very nice thought. So every of these pages comes with this wax paper. Okay, so there are colors from red, orange, yellow to browns, and then there's greens, and then blue, magenta, purple, and then black at the end. So I'll go through the colors later on and swatch them so you can see what they are. And on the last page, you can do the mixing over here. You can open the flap, and you can just mix your colors. So I'm making a kind of mixture. I'm just gonna dab it, and can you see that the color is pretty similar? Like the color looks the same as the swatch. So if I were to swatch this at the bottom here, right, as you can see, this square, this little space, it's the same color as the color that I took and I put on the mixing page, okay? And if I were to let's say I want to make a brown, I will just maybe take a crimson, right, crimson over here, just take a swap, and I would just mix it, and I will get like a red, like a brownish, like a red vermilion color. At the end of the day, if I decided that I am done with painting. What I'll do is I'll just use a piece of tissue paper and I can just wipe it. I can also use the water, add a bit of water, right? So this sheet here is kind of waterproof, as you can see. I just add water to this and I can just swipe the color out. And this remains clean for mixing. So it's kind of the palette that if you think about it. All you need to have is just this sheet over here, the color sheet, a water brush, and maybe a tissue paper. So that's all you need for painting, and you can bring it anywhere you want. Yeah, I think this is such an ingenious idea. So in the next segment, I'll show you the colors in here, and if they are really truly watercolor, Hey, so I hope this is familiar to you, because if you know my videos, I always do this mixing chart when I look at colors in a series or in a palette. There are 16 colors in here. I tried asking Viviva Colors about the pigment information, but I can't find any and they couldn't give me any. So I believe these are dyes. These are not watercolor pigment. I would kind of describe them as being like fountain pen inks. Or like water-soluble markers. You have the colors from crimson, deep pink, vermilion, dark orange, chrome yellow, yellow ochre, burnt umber, burnt sienna, light green, sap green, viridian, peacock blue, Persian blue, violet, magenta, and slate black. Some of these colors are pretty interesting, like the burnt sienna. I think to me looks a bit like an orange, and then the viridian feels a bit more blue than it is green. And you can see that for some of these, they are actually mixtures. Like for example, burnt umber, it's very, very clear that it's a mixture. And then some of these like the sap green, and even like the Persian blue here, these are probably these are probably mixtures. You can see the separation on when I dilute it. But you can see from the whole mixing area here, the mixing chart, color chart, that you can get tons and tons of like very vibrant colors. You can't get like the muted colors. Everything is just so bright. If you are into like really, really very, powerful colors, intense colors, these are for you, okay? The left-hand side, where I have two lines. So one denotes the first line that I've drawn before I paint the color. And two is the line that I've drawn after I painted the colors. You can see there is no change in the intensity of the color. Nothing is kind of blocking it. So this is a truly transparent. These are all truly transparent colors. You can make them stronger, the color stronger by topping it, like by layering it. But there is a limit to how much it gets, like how deep the color is. And they are all very staining, as you can see from this line over here. This is where I try scrubbing the color and lifting. You cannot lift a lot of these colors. They are very, very staining. They're very, very strong, right? So this is the light fastness. As I said, these are dyes, right? And okay, I apologize for the top part, because I think when I put this onto the window for sunning, right, it wasn't like there was shadows on this part, like sometimes. But this part gets full sunlight. Like, can you see the difference? It's not light fast at all. The slate black, it's slightly light fast. I think I would actually put this into the sun for a little bit more, because I just placed the colors on the 26th of June. So it's probably just a month or so ago. And I am also going to show you the painting that I've done with these colors. Can you see that crazy intense color compared to, for example, Winsor Newton? So this is Winsor Newton China, okay, and this is the Winsor Newton bamboo box. So I'm using similar colors, not exactly the same, but similar. So can you see how different? I do have other examples. So for example, I've actually done this on the plane. So this is one of those sketching that I did. And then I also did like a kind of a cafe sketching. No, not really cafe, but it's like a hawker center painting. And I also did like a watercolor like painting of a location, on location when we went to urban sketching event in Bishan Park. Okay, so as you can see that the hallmark, the colors are very, very strong, very, very powerful, very intense. So what are the good and bad points of this set? So firstly, the colors are super bright, very, very vibrant, very, very strong, very intense, it's very easy for you to take the colors out from the sheets. And this whole thing is so lightweight. You don't have to take out a lot of things. You don't have to bring out tons of stuff. And this is so fast, so easy. But the bad things, right? So the bad part, firstly, is of course the light fastness. Because they are not light fast, it's not for the wall, it's just for your sketchbook. Keep it in the dark. Of course, I was saying about the staining part, like because the colors are so staining, you might get like specks here and there in your hands as you're using it, especially if, let's say, for example, this part is not so clean, like you do get some of these like transfers over, and if your hand happens to be wet, you might get them like transferred, so and you may get like really dirty, like you might get a lot of different colors over here, or you might get colors here. Okay, and sometimes, as you can see, I'll show you maybe one of these, like this one, Prussian blue. Can you see some of these like kind of flaky? Like if I were to like kind of scrape it, it might come off, and the powder is just, the pigment is just gonna like fall everywhere. Like you just be very careful when you're using it, okay? And I think I would suggest like trying like you to clean these like wax paper and dry it, and then letting everything dry before you keep the whole thing. There is also another problem with its solubility, because it is so soluble. Can you see there's an accidental drop of water over here? There's also accidental drop of water here and here. As you can see, the colors are dissolving. So even though they are kind of dried, like the colors dried here, but if you drop colors, if you drop water, they're gonna re-dissolve and they're gonna like come out of the paper. So yeah, so I'm just gonna drop, like maybe, just gonna like drop, okay? Can you see that some parts of it has dissolved? And if I were to take this, like dab this, the color's gonna come out. Okay, so I'm gonna leave some of these untouched, and let's see how they would actually look after you dry, like after they dry. Okay. Another problem is if you notice here, right? This is all green in color. And how I actually do this is I actually glaze. So how glazing work is that you have like a yellow, like for example for this piece, I have a yellow as the base layer, and then I'll glaze it with like an ultramarine blue on top. So for example, you see the blue that goes up. So it still looks like there is something on top of it. It's not, you can see that it's a glaze. But with this, you can't get like a proper glazing. So when I try to put the blue on top, it kind of will dissolve the yellow, right? And it becomes a green in color. You can't do glazing. All in all, this is a very fun set to play with, and it's quick, it's easy to use, very light. I would suggest this for people who want to add some colors to their daily life, like maybe they like to do quick sketch and they just want to get colors onto some of those you know, like drawings they have in their journals. Or if you're going out for sketching, urban sketching, and you are like more interested in getting the lines and the colors just to make it look colorful, then you can just use this one. Because if you're not interested in doing watercolor, looking at those effects, glazing, you know, lifting and stuff, then there's no need for you to, you know, to go into watercolor. So this is something like I would say like a quick way for a non-watercolorist to add color with water into their artwork. Very innovative. They actually have got new products, constantly improving their products. There are in fact refills for this. So for example, if you are like finish up with some of these colors, you can buy like refills, and they say you just need to remove this and you can like stick on the new ones. And their refills are not expensive. And if you are interested in new colors, they also have new versions, like they have the spring colors, the fall colors, and also metallic colors. This is a good way to get started. If you really if you feel like this brings you joy and you like to invest a bit more in watercolor, then go ahead and buy all the pens and stuff and start painting. Okay, so yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Check Viviva Colors out, subscribe to my channels, and I will see you in the next video for more art and watercolor supply reviews. Okay, bye bye.